Hello, everybody, and wanted to remind you about Todd Talks Season 4 that will be coming up this fall. Until then, we wanted to bring to you a live episode that we were able to film back in Denver, Colorado in our 2023 National Conference, Engage. It was a wonderful time, a chance for us to interact with a lot of you all live and in person. You got a chance to meet a lot of our departments that are supporting you behind the scenes, whether that be marketing, agent success, or the sales leaders themselves. Also had some special guests stop by with Chief Distribution Officer Mike Resma, and also our president here at Quility, Mr. Steve Fletcher. So be sure and click subscribe and set your reminders so that you don't miss an episode coming up this fall in Season 4. We'll talk to you soon. Well, good morning, everybody. We were really grateful that you came to stop by. Appreciate you all out there holding up signs and making this fun for us. This is our first time doing a live Todd Talks. We want to get it kicked off. We've got all of our breakouts going on behind us. In a few minutes, all these rooms will be pouring out, and a lot of folks, a lot of energy coming into the room, and we'll be getting ready to start our line going into the main conference area here at the Belco Theater in Denver. We're very excited, guys. If you have not heard, the next 2 days are going to be full of exciting announcements, new rollouts, new product opportunities. We talk about it all the time, guys, that we as Symmetry landed on the moon. Make no mistake, we're not stopping there. We are headed to Mars, and there's going to be some things announced over the next 2 days that'll be quite impressive, and none of that is getting accomplished without these three individuals to my left and the teams that they work with. And I wanted to introduce a couple of new folks to you guys that you might not have seen before. But these individuals work extremely hard to serve all of you. They are the individuals that brought to life Todd Talks. It's made it one of the most fun things I get to do with my job. I get to walk down the hallway and join the podcast room and get to spend a little bit of time talking to you guys about what's on my heart and what we see out there in the field, and really bring to light some of the agencies and stories that come across Symmetry that inspires a lot of us to do things that we might not have thought was ever possible. So first off, Miss Karen here. Miss Karen is the creator and the director and all things awesome about Todd Talks. She serves all of us agents in ways that you can't even comprehend. She is a very tireless worker. She is a very creative individual. And most importantly, she keeps me in line. So I think that alone deserves a raise wherever Lacey is. We'll make sure we get onto that. So Karen is the director of agent marketing. And Karen, would you like to share a little bit about what it is you do?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Todd.
Go for it.
Very kind. So our marketing team is all in-house. Did you guys know that? Our entire marketing team is in-house. We have a small but really mighty team. How many of you guys use HQ on a daily basis? Come on, I want to see those hands. How many of you guys use HQ on a daily basis? Yeah? Thanks, Resma. How many of you guys are subscribed to our newsletters? All right, we got some work to do there. So we've got At a Glance on Wednesdays.
How many of you even open email anymore? Yeah.
Oh, man. There's a lot of really useful information in our newsletters, so please make sure you go to the marketing page and subscribe to our newsletters. What else?
There went a keynote speaker, by the way.
Oh,
Somebody
hello.
famous.
How many of you guys tune into the national calls weekly? Come on, you guys. More energy. Engage with us.
We need more coffee.
Yeah. So I'll get back to those three in just a second. Todd, you want to introduce the rest of us?
So next up, we have my good buddy Madison over there, the agent marketing specialist. I'd say welcome to Madison. And also there to her left, we have Miss Ashley. They try to mess me up and put it in wrong order on this piece of paper, and I refuse to go down. Ashley is our senior design specialist. So
Hey.
welcome to you guys. Yes.
Thanks for having us, Todd. So going back to those three things, HQ, newsletters, and the national calls. Whenever you tune into any of those things, you should feel like you are touching a piece of Symmetry Financial Group. It should feel cohesive. You should know where you're at. The marketing and design team make sure that that is your experience. So one of the things, our branding is only successful with you guys. Seriously, you guys are out there representing Symmetry Financial Group. So Todd Talks really was born to get closer to the agents. Being an in-house marketing team, we know the industry, we know Symmetry Financial Group, we know what our agents need to be successful, so you don't have to focus on those marketing materials. Our goal is to have all of that for you so that you can spend your time protecting families. So Todd Talks was really to get closer to the agent so that it is more of that interactive experience. Talk about topics that are important to you, maybe things you need more training or education on. We have some really cool guests throughout the seasons. And actually, this fall, we're entering into season 4. So it's been around for a little while.
I never thought I would have not been canceled by season 4, by the way. So.
Yeah, and the exciting thing about season 3, too, if any of you have been around for a long time, season 3 was the first time that this was on YouTube as a live premiere. And the cool thing about that is that hundreds of you have tuned in at a time to watch Todd Talks, and we have very special guests in the chat, like who's on the episode. Todd's in the chat every single time. You've got your marketing team on the chat, interacting with you, engaging with you. And the really cool thing about it, too, is YouTube's a public-facing channel, so that anything that we're sharing with you guys, it's being brought to a wider audience. It's spreading the word, getting more engagement and awareness for the Symmetry brand, which ultimately benefits our agents as a whole. Yeah.
So kick it over to Ashley a little bit. So Ashley works really closely, as you guys know, she's on the design team. So the marketing and design team work really closely together. You want to talk a little bit about kind of that process and, when marketing gets a new project, how we bring in design and what you guys do from there?
So our process kind of starts with a internal look. We look at our brand guides, our brand references, and we're looking at what was successful in the past, what worked really well. We're also looking at external sources. We're looking at industry leaders, partners, things that we're like, yeah, we can implement that with SFG branding. We bring those ideas into a planning round. Our design team collectively reviews that. We choose a direction that's going to be successful. We send that out into 2 to 3 concepts, design concepts. Again, design team reviews collectively. We choose what's going to be the strongest. That gets kicked over to marketing. They review it and make sure it's aligning with their goals and strategy as well. But it's not just a process. I mean, yeah, it's a streamlined process, but we're creating like the smallest little details for you guys. Everything that we're creating is just interactive and adding to that level of fun for you guys.
How many of you guys, sorry, Madison. How many of you guys are in one of our room blocks? I'll ask again. How many of you guys are in one of our room blocks?
We have these fun
hotel
keys.
room blocks. Have you guys gotten those little engage keys?
Yeah.
The little tiny details. It's really important to make sure that you guys are getting a full experience.
And one more thing on that, too. Anybody holding a sign, a Todd Talks sign?
Let's see those signs.
Can you hold it up really high? Hold it up really tall?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ashley made those.
Nice, Ashley. Those are all going on my wall when we get back to the office for sure. Love it. Well, you guys do so much behind the scenes, and I'm not going to just stick to the scripts here.
Okay.
Right? We got to make it uncomfortable. So, what's the most challenging part of your job, Ashley, in working with all of us agents?
I think keeping us on brand, yeah. I mean, there's so many ideas out there that we can pull and create for you guys, and you guys have awesome ideas too, and it's just hard to rein that in sometimes because it can be so many things. So yeah, I'd say keeping it on brand.
So, lesson learned for all agents. If you've got some interesting concept you would like to put out into the universe, always make sure you're checking in through the proper HQ support tickets and check with our marketing team. We're doing really big things in the world. We're becoming a household name, guys. In order to do that, we've got to stay on brand more so than ever. So we see a lot of creative opportunities out there in the world. We want to lean into that. We want to let you express your inner talents, but we always want to make sure that runs through the marketing department first.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Madison?
Yeah, I can jump in here too. I was just going to say we're very thankful for our in-house design teams. We have a very close relationship with them. Our marketing teams are in-house, our design teams are in-house. And yeah, we do see all of your requests. We get all of those, and we really love bringing those to the sales team. We love bringing it to our internal teams, and we love creating what you need. So never feel afraid to reach out. We're here if you ever need anything. We're here to help create assets, whatever you may need. And not to get into too many specifics, but I've seen some very, very good designs. We see some very similar competitor designs sometimes, Todd. But that's all thanks to our amazing design team.
Thank you.
So speaking of some of those, yeah, thank you. You guys are amazing. So speaking of some of those designs that you might see out on social, different places like that, Madison, you want to talk to them about the social wall this year that's new?
Yes, and I am the agent marketing specialist. I work on our social channels. So something that I might want to get all of your help with this year, a new feature, and you might have seen it up here already. I hope you've gone and looked at it. We have an interactive social wall. So if you use our hashtag EngageNow2023, then you may see yourself featured up on our big wall. So yeah, use the hashtag EngageNow2023, and we're all just going to test it out together right now. I'm going to stand up right here real quick.
You're going to do this?
I'm going to see if my arms are long enough. If
Nice.
not, I'm going to toss it over to Todd, and we're going to try to get a really big engaged selfie for the channel. Is everybody ready?
Do we
do
want
it.
everybody to take like a couple steps forward, maybe?
Can everybody
Yes,
scoot
you
in just a
guys,
little
we-
bit so we
we-
can take a big group
Come
photo?
on in, come on in.
Doing awesome. Get over here, Ashley. All right, so last words from the marketing team. From you, Miss Karen,
Ooh.
the hostess with the mostest.
Thank you. If I could do one shout out, by show of hands, how many of you guys have the Engage app on your phones? Ooh, good. I ran a report this morning. There was like 71% of you, so there's still, a few of you out there. Make sure that you guys are downloading the app. You turn on your notifications. You're going to need it the next couple of days. But that's just to wrap it up. I mean, the marketing and design team are running that app. So
I want to
hope you guys are enjoying it.
one more part of our marketing team, our AV department. Also,
Ooh,
yes, these guys right here running
Well
Todd
done,
Talks
AV.
every time.
Yep.
So shout out to them too.
Great. Thank you, guys.
We want to give a big round of applause, guys, to everybody behind the scenes at marketing. They do wonderful work for us. They once again provide a business in a box and a lot of opportunities for you to brand your own agency and brand your own ways of getting yourself out into social media. So thank you to all of our lovely marketing associates here, to everybody that works behind the scenes. Let's give them a big round of applause, guys.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Todd.
Well, we better let you get to your guests of the show.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Todd.
We'd like to now bring up 3 individuals that work very, very closely with me on the home office, and they work every day to serve you guys first and foremost. So if you would please help me welcome up Danielle Duchesne. She is the Director of Agent Engagement. Welcome. We've got Angela Walker, who is the Director of Agent Activation, Sales Enablement, and Sales Training. And Miss Juliana Fernandez, who runs our Agent Success Department and does so many things to serve you all, from gifts to conference calls and so much more that I think you're about to learn. I wanted to bring these 3 up because I wanted you all to get to know their faces, have a chance to interact and get to know them better. They absolutely have a servant heart, and everything they do from sun up to sundown is intentionally designed to make your lives better and to bring light to what it is you're accomplishing out in the world. So first off, with our Director of Agent Engagement. What in the world does that even mean, Danielle? Let us know.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first conference, and the energy has been so inspiring. And so for me, what I do is I'm working on a lot of recruiting and onboarding processes, best practices. I'm working with agents across the nation to find the best of what works out there, so we can put some systems, some resources together to really improve and impact your team so you can spend more time on leadership development, growing your businesses, and less time on some of those other monotonous things. So that's what I'm working on.
She is a true talent, guys. We were just blown away that we were able to attract somebody with the resume that she has. She's worked for some very large organizations out there, such as Target and RH, and she has spent most of her career developing systems and processes that are very duplicatable, What we're kind of transitioning to is we're going to look and feel much more like a W-2 opportunity when it comes to hiring in the very near future. And why is that? You're about to hear some things in the next 2 days, guys, from the main theater that will blow your mind. You will see that this company has an opportunity to go out and accomplish so much more. And there's about to be a line around the building for licensed insurance agents. They're going to understand that we have the best systems and software, and we've got the most proprietary products that any licensed insurance agent could ever want to access. And what happens when those things all come together here in the next short 2 years? You're no longer worried about recruiting. You're literally going to need to spend your time selecting the best people that you want to travel the world with. That's where this company is going. That's where we're headed, guys. And she's going to be a big part of helping us get there. So, Danielle, we really appreciate your efforts. She's working really hard behind the scenes, guys, with advisory board members, top agency owners, top directs. We're learning from the best of how to engage, how to recruit, how to hire, how to activate. And that leads us to the next phase. Once we get them into Symmetry, right, and we get them a license, what's up next, guys? What do they need to be doing? They need to be getting involved with activity. We need to get them engaged. We need to get them riding. So very fortunate, very blessed to have Angela Walker join the team. She was out in California working with several different SaaS companies, and we were able to pull her away from a very significant startup. She has an enormous amount of background in sales enablement and sales training. So she is going to be 100% laser focused on sales activation. So Angela, tell us a little bit about what that means.
Yeah, great. First, hello, everyone. Oh, yeah, I love it. So I am honored and humbled to be a part of this organization. Like Todd said, the majority of my career, professional career, has been in sales training, sales enablement, revenue enablement. And so what my role here at Quility is to tag team with Danielle, and once we get agents through contracting and we get them ready to rock and roll and get out into the field, we want to make sure that they are trained and they have access to the resources to make sure they can be as successful as possible. So my role here is to take those brand new agents and make sure that they are active right out of the gate, get them making money, and move them quickly to where they are regular writers. We want them to continue to write, to stick around and realize the opportunity in front of them and not have any reason to leave Symmetry once they join.
Very nice. If you all had to guess the percentage of agents that we have come through contracting that actually produce a piece of business, would y'all have any guesses? It's almost about 90% is the goal. Right now, it's probably closer to 15 to 20%. So we have an enormous amount of opportunity, guys, to help newer agents that come in, that see the opportunity, that fight to get their license, and they just need that extra little bit of assistance to help them get that first 2 policies under their belt, to give them a little bit of confidence, to make sure that they have enough money in their bank account to be able to pursue the next week and find that belief in themselves. So we are very much focused on helping you all improve these statistics across the country, and we think we'll see enormous growth without very much more effort from you all. So stay tuned to that. Angela also has a dual role. She is the director of agent success, and this next individual is the light, is the heart, is the soul, is everything that this company and the culture represents, and somebody that absolutely wakes up every day looking to shine a little bit of light into somebody else's life. So Juliana Fernandez, we could not be more proud to have her on the team. Tell us a little bit about agent success and what it is you do on a daily basis.
Whew. Well, thank you, Todd. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hi. Yes. I'm so excited to meet all of you and to see all of you here. I love what I do, and I couldn't do what I do without any of you. So thank you so much for letting me be here and to love on you. And what I really do is I'm here to make sure you guys feel connected, engaged, and most importantly, really loved. That's what Todd tells me every single day. At the end of the day, what you do they feel loved? Are you making sure that they know that we're here for them and we truly care about them? So that's always what's on our hearts and on our minds. It's really, really true. So how we try to do that is through a couple of different ways. So we're behind the scenes during conference calls, the national call, Thursday webinars, myriad of all those calls. That's what we're doing. We're trying to make sure every piece of information you get is not just awesome and fun, but impactful and giving you what you need. We also do agent benefits, right? We're trying to get you to a place where you feel protected and safe. You guys are out there doing the jobs protecting all those families, so that's what we're trying to do for you, help you be protected as well. And lastly, we try to do support tickets, get you the answers for what you need, so trying to make you feel loved in all those ways.
Oh, and I have one more thing. Has anybody ever received a turducken? Raise your hand if you have received a turducken. Okay, guess who sent that to you? Juliana.
She sends so many prizes, gifts, guys, when we have unfortunate events happen in our lives, or somebody goes to the hospital, or God forbid we were to lose a loved one, or if somebody is struck by tragedy and they lose their home or anything like that, guys, if there's something we can do, that's what Juliana and the agent success team does. They look to reach out. They look to provide some love. That might be a note from myself. It might be a note from Juliana. It might be if I need to go grab Casey Watkins down the hallway and have him sign a little letter or something just to lift somebody's spirit. That's what we really want to focus on, guys. We're all about connection and all about serving all the agents. So when you see these three awesome individuals, just know their entire job, their entire focus, their entire salary comes out of the Quility account just to make sure that they're finding ways to protect and serve all of you in a better way. So we really appreciate all the hard work that you three gals do, and we look forward for you meeting all these lovely people. Thank you all. Nicely done. I think next up we've got some special guests, and you might recognize these individuals from the Thursday training webinars. They've been on lots of the national calls with me, and many of you have been on one-on-one sales trainings with these individuals. So if we could have come up to the stage, Mr. Jason Ditson, Senior Vice President of Field Sales Operations, and he has learned and forgotten more about life insurance than I will ever possibly understand.
He's old.
AKA he's old. Next up, we've got Mr. Jeff Sigworth. He is king of advanced markets, and if you ever wanted to have any information best on how to protect a client on annuity, IUL, DFL, Jeff Sigworth has written thousands of policies.
Millions.
But he has absolutely led more than millions of Zoom calls and one-on-one trainings for you all, so very grateful to have you, buddy. And next up, all the way from the state of Texas, Mr. Sean Lyons. This individual right here, guys, understands switchboard backwards and forwards. He has run multiple agencies before and extremely enormous sized and very successful call centers. He knows how to do scripting for sales. He is a very impactful individual. All three of these gentlemen have made a significant impact on our ability to protect more families. I think it is no mistake that soon you'll hear from one of our special guests that Quility is going towards the direction of more and more advanced market products. And these three individuals certainly lead the way. So, Jason, first of all, give us about 30 seconds of your background and how you got to Quility.
My background, 30 seconds, it's tough. So started in law enforcement, life happened, found insurance 21 years ago, and found I started not for the want to help others, unfortunately. I wanted to help me, but found in what I wanted was actually helping others, and that's what kept me in this business. What we do is powerful, and as I transitioned from an agent to an agency owner over the years, made my way to Texas, Arizona, California, Nevada, now here in Asheville, North Carolina. I plugged it. No, I know we're in Denver, but Asheville. Plugged into the right organization just like everyone else here did. And I'm passionate for what I do, and I want to help everybody, and I want to see y'all win. So we're in it together.
Jason's an extremely hard worker, guys. I will tell you this. I pride myself on working really hard and long hours. I have never beat this individual to the office, and I have showed up many a times at 7 a.m., and he's already there. And most of the times, he and I are the last ones to leave and turn on the alarm before we go home. So he truly seeks to serve, guys. He's brilliant when it comes to product knowledge. He's brilliant when it comes to understanding systems, unique contracting situations. He does so much behind the scenes. So Jason, tell them a little bit about what it is you do day to day to serve all of them.
Some of you know that I will bend over backwards to help you out because you reach out and I appreciate it, but really focused on digital products, Navigator platform, helping get, once we go through engagement and then it's fulfillment, right? And getting that business written and really carrier relations and our relationships with all of you and I and us as a team and just helping everyone grow.
So if you're taking notes out there or you've got a really good memory, which I don't because, well, I won't go there, but I was not as healthy as I should have been in college at most times. But Jason here, guys, is your go-to individual when it comes to Navigator, digital products, and when it comes down to any type of relationships with carriers or unique one-off situations. Jason's going to be the guy to serve you guys. And you can always find any of these gentlemen with the email address with their first name, last name. So like jason.ditson@quility.com. There you go. Next up, Mr. Siggy.
Yes, sir.
Hailing from Philadelphia.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. I mean, I do like the Philadelphia Eagles because half of their team's from Alabama.
That's true.
So that's good.
In Georgia.
That's good. So give us a quick 20, 30 seconds of how you got to us.
How I got to you. I was laid off twice in 2008. I answered an ad, and I went into a group interview and thought I was too good for it. And
Hold it up, can't hear you.
Oh, I got into a group interview. I thought I was too good for it. I ended up working at Assura. And the weird thing about my career and how I got here is I've only sold 6 term policies, and I've never bought a lead. So it's not strange that I'm sitting in the advanced markets chair.
Yeah, if you didn't hear that in the back, he has sold a total of 6 term products in his entire career and never bought a lead.
I know I'm different. I'm just different. Yeah.
But he has sold thousands and thousands and thousands of advanced market products and IULs, and that's the way in which he serves us. I truly give him a hard time because I really think he's genuinely from the South. He's moved to North Carolina recently, and he is commonly found on Saturday rolling around in his yard because he really enjoys this thing we all call grass and green.
I love it.
You know, he likes the fact that the neighbors are kind and people share recipes.
Oh, and they stop you at the grocery store to talk. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
He's a tremendous individual, but talk to him about how you serve them on a daily basis and what they should reach out to you about.
So every day I want to be that resource for you that I didn't have. So I didn't have somebody to call, somebody to just unload on or drive that needle or help push a policy through or learn a solution set. So I want to be that resource that I didn't have. And what was the second part?
And the other ways that you serve and what they should reach out to you when they have questions.
Guys, reach out for me. IULs, IBC, debt-free life, annuities, resets, PCS. Reach out to me, and our team's great. I love the Dream Team, and we're here to help you guys out.
How many here have done a reset or advanced market product in the last 6 months?
Let's go.
We have got to get more hands up on this reset stuff, guys. I have seen checks go out from the home office for individuals that forgot they had set up resets, that literally woke up into their account, had thousands of dollars. At one point, yeah, we had somebody wake up that forgot they had set up a reset, and they woke up to a $15,000 deposit. How different is your tomorrow if you wake up and there's $15,000 in your bank account? That all you had to do was ask 2 or 3 simple questions while you were doing a mortgage protection or general life lead. It's very simple to do. Jeff will teach you how. Make sure you're plugging into their Thursday training calls. They've got them all week. He's a true resource, guys.
3 o'clock on Thursdays. 3 o'clock Eastern on Thursdays, the FIF Reset 101 call. Get on there.
Well done. This next individual came to us. He has been involved in many facets of the insurance industry. He started out working specifically to a lot of the call centers, working on some of our digital products, some of our scriptings, but we have most certainly taken up most of his time here recently because we have found a unique talent in this world. This individual understands selling life insurance products backwards and forwards when using technology and allowing software to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. We are so grateful to have you, Sean,
Thank
the
you.
impact you've made, buddy. He and I give each other a lot of grief because Alabama plays Tennessee. Sorry. Well, you're both ugly orange, so
He's terrible
you
at
know,
picking football teams.
It's a much nicer orange.
Texas and Tennessee.
This is sport ball?
Neither one belong in any color wheels.
We'll see September 4th, Todd.
But he's been a great friend to me, and you guys have seen him on the Thursday sales training calls with Switchboard. So, Sean, tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll get into how you serve the agents.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You're very kind, Todd. I've been in the insurance business for 23 years. I started with Bankers Life and Casualty long time ago, knocking doors, trying to sell insurance, as a lot of us have done. And, through my career, I came out of the field about 12 years ago, started a call center selling virtually term life insurance and final expense. We were lucky to grow that to a very large call center, one of the biggest in the country. And known Brian Pope and Casey and Brandon for a long time, and just had always admired their leadership, understood that they had a specific vision. And it's really, really hard in this business to find people that are like-minded and aligned, And they work with a sense of integrity and purpose and moral compass that is so rarely found in this business. And that's why I'm here.
He was a real asset to add to the team, guys. We were very thrilled when he agreed to come on board. So talk to us a little bit about right now and Switchboard and what you're working on and how they can use you as a resource.
Yes, sir. Well, as we all know, the way that insurance is transacted is changing every day. We live in a digital world. A lot of our leads are digitally generated. Well, what my job is to put our agent partners in a position to be able to convert those digital leads from a lead into an appointment where we know a lot of information about that client, where we've got a lot of familiarity with that client, and we even know their medical issues. Switchboard is an incredible tool if we utilize it correctly, and my job is teaching our agents how to use it correctly, Todd.
So, guys, these individuals work extremely hard. We're working tirelessly behind the scenes right now. There's going to be some rollouts in the next 2 days about some new systems and process to help you be more profitable, quicker, sooner. Everything we do is based from Brandon, Brian, and Casey, our three founders. Look in the mirror every day and they see back an insurance agent. That's all they've ever been their entire career. And the only way they know to pay forward what's been blessed to them is to make sure that you all have an opportunity to have the same success they had, but they want you to have it in shorter amount of times so that you have more opportunities to chase and pursue the things you love. So guys, make sure that you spend some time getting to know these three individuals. They're here to serve you. Again, quick recap: Jason Ditson, digital products, navigator platforms, and king of all carrier relations. You got Jeff Sigworth, advanced markets, DFL, resets, annuities, infinite banking concepts, and a whole bunch of other stuff I can't spell. And then Sean Lyons, guys, great resource for Switchboard, able to get you in, work better on digital leads, and provide you better opportunities to use the resources we have. And these three individuals are highly involved with all the scripting that goes on behind the scenes as well. So make sure you reach out, get to know them, use them as a resource, guys. Great opportunity. And I want to say thank you guys for always working so closely with me and for putting up with me. And most importantly, when I constantly tell ugly jokes to you all, that none of you shove me into a locker. I acknowledge that. I appreciate that. I only pick on people I know that can 100% beat me up. So thank you, guys. Please give it up for yourselves.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Jason,
Appreciate
Jeff.
you.
Thursday deep dive calls, guys. Thursday deep dive.
Thursday Deep Dive. This next individual is bringing a special guest with him. I think you'll recognize him. He is the individual that I talk to more than anybody else in this entire organization. We have the extreme privilege and honor to work alongside so many of our agencies. This individual about 3 years ago was introduced to me from Brandon Ellison as my personal coach, and somebody that I have plugged into more than 3 times a week for a one-on-one session, and oftentimes late night phone calls and conversation. He is your Chief Leadership and Development Officer, and all of our best friends, Mr. B. Dubs. Come on now. Welcome. B. Dubs, you've got a special
my
guest
friend.
with you that I don't think I've had the privilege of meeting yet.
Probably
How's
not.
it going, Jim Lee?
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you, my
B-dubs.
friend. Good to see you.
Man, I'm fired up. Look at this.
This is quite impressive. It started as a little seed, and now it's blossomed into a whole tribe here.
Yes, we're getting ready to go, guys. You're in a perfect spot to be first in line to get into the Belco Theater when it opens up. You'll have a chance to grab great seats. But B-Dubs,
Yes, sir.
tell them a little bit about what you do for Symmetry.
All right, so I have the privilege of building world-class systems that integrate learning and performance, right? So when we use the acronym SYSTEM, it stands for anything that saves you stress, time, energy, and money. So our passion is to build systems in 2 areas. One, learning systems, and an example of that is Summit, right? How many of you have been through Summit or plugging your way up the mountain? Good stuff, right? Using all of our industry experts, pulling the best practices from the bottom up, like Danielle was talking about a few minutes ago, taking the best data from the top down and pushing that down. So that's an example of a system that's designed to save you stress, time, energy, and money. We also have a coaching process and system. And my friend Jim Lee, good friend of mine that we go way back, I'll introduce him in a second. We have expert coaches that love working with our Symmetry Nation, as you can imagine. And these coaches often get paid quite a bit more outside of our ecosystem. And we have an adjusted pricing menu that they're happy to serve you all with very affordable, accessible coaching. So we oversee our coaching area as well. We have agency development, which is focused on the leadership level of the organization at the AO level to make sure agency owners have resources, tools, and data to make sure they're performing at the level that they desire and exceed those expectations, and probably lots of other things I'm not even thinking about right now. But our big passion is how do we help you not only learn, but learn in a way that drives performance. So whether it's our learning system, our coaching system, our data, all of it is oriented towards driving performance and your health as a leader. That is very important to us. You are a human being before you're a human doing. And that means a lot to us. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so when we are doing coaching, for example, and I'll tell you a little bit about Jim, we're making sure that you are being poured into, that you know yourself to lead yourself, that you have tools and understanding about who you are as a leader. Because when you have clarity in your identity, you will have confidence and you will take courageous actions. And this business demands that you take courageous actions sometimes. You've got to take a little bit of a risk. So to start that process, it starts with clarity in your identity, and that will lead to confidence, and that will lead to courageous action. So when we do things like 5 voices or your personality best fit, it's really all about helping you be clear in who you are. So again, Todd and I get to spend a ton of time together, working on all these leadership conversations that help you get better. Real quick, anything else from you before I introduce Jim?
No, just a lot of gratitude, guys. If y'all would, please give a round of applause for Mr. Brian Williamson.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I can't tell you how many times at night past 10 p.m. that we're texting, we're talking, we're joining huddles 20, 30 minutes before they're even supposed to start.
Yep.
Because he's constantly looking for ways to serve and coach, and he takes it very seriously, and he cares about each of your journeys. And I just don't know that we all always appreciate you as much as you deserve, buddy. So
Thanks, my brother. I know the last time we talked past hours was
Last night.
Oh,
Last night.
Last night
Oh,
we couldn't get to sleep at all.
Don't get us singing.
No. All right.
He's also
Jim Lee and I go way back. So I had the privilege of being a senior partner at Giant, one of the founding members of a company called Giant. And Jim and I met during that time, and we really connected. I had the most respect for Jim because he came alongside my world, and he said, I want you to apprentice me. I want you to mentor me and develop me. Now, I already had respect for Jim from a distance, and I thought, not sure why you want to apprentice with me. But we had an amazing experience working in a pig farm in Ohio. And I feel like I learned more from Jim than he did from me. He might give me a little too much credit at times, but the reality is we had a great experience. So Jim is one of our Symmetry coaches. He is expert and really, really good at working with teams and helping teams communicate better, understand how to lead together as a unit. Just a phenomenal individual. So if you can talk a little bit about your background, who you are, and then what your passion is as a Symmetry coach.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks so much for inviting me on. I see some familiar faces out here. Thanks for having me come out and set the warm greetings last night at the hotel lobby. My background comes from a lot of sales, a lot of what you did. I used to go door to door knocking on businesses to get them to switch over. Some of you remember, like back on the MCI days, you had to 5 cents a minute, right? Switching over. I used to do that. I used to go and knock on doors, and a lot like what you do, right? It's like, how many calls do you need to do to be able to get how many appointments? How many appointments do you need to do to get how many contracts? And then how many contracts do you need to do to make the amount of money that you want to have, right? And from that world, I've been able to scale myself. I've not only have grown from that type of an industry into different types of sales and marketing roles. I have created 5 businesses that are still thriving today, as well as 2 nonprofits. And what I realized is each one of those jobs were investments in me to be able to do things that I wanted to envision and see for myself and for my family. So if I were to ask each one of you here at Symmetry, how many of you are employees of Symmetry? How many of you guys work for Symmetry? Right? Just a very few of you. And that should be the case, right? Because all of you really work for yourselves. Symmetry should be working for you. And there's a lot of people that are going to be talking today and tomorrow about the different ways that Symmetry has impacted them. But what you have to learn, as Brian said, is how's it going to work for you? Like, we don't all look alike, right? And we don't all work alike. In fact, we all have different personalities. That's what 5 Voices tells us. But a lot of times, we want to be like somebody, but don't realize how much of that is natural for us and how much of that is something that we can learn how to do. So, for example, one quick, easy explanation I say is, how many of you are right-handed? Raise your right hand, right? Now, 10% of you are left-handed. So if you're left-handed, raise your left hand if you could, right? Look around. So even us, like shaking hands, we're pushing our right hand into a left-handed world that every once in a while it works for us, but then that one time it doesn't, our system is broken, right? We are spending more time, spending more energy, and we're wasting our lives. But if you can do that more intentionally and realize the way we go handed, whether it's use your right hand, or you're a lot more energetic, or you have a hard time being patient, right? Those are all our ways of wanting to push ourselves into the world. So first, we have to understand what is the environment that is natural to us, and what are some environments that we can grow and learn how to do. From that, we could pull the best out of each person in Symmetry that we build with. Every talk that you're going to hear today, amazing gold, but the way it's going to work for you is how do you incorporate it into yourself. So if you want to learn more, come find me. I'll be at a booth over down the way, as well as I'll be doing a 3:15 talk tomorrow. It's called Counterintelligence. All I'm going to talk about is your left-handed and right-handed skills. How do you use your weaknesses to augment your strengths, as well as to build your agency a little bit more intentionally versus a lot of us we tend to do accidentally. A little bit about what I do.
He'll help you be you. We appreciate you. And man, this guy, give it up for Spivey. He's killing it up here. We love him. And super grateful to be on Todd Talks, man. It feels like a privilege.
What a privilege and honor, guys. I don't know if you just caught all that, but just first of all, understanding what Brian Williamson, who he is and what he represents, but to bring the coaching team that he's brought, and just to hear quickly from Jim, an individual that's extremely successful in business, that's involved with nonprofit, that's giving back to his community, that obviously is a brilliant talent, that is willing to work and offer his services to us at a discounted cost. So make sure you're using that and plugging in, guys, and thank you for everything that you do, Brian.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Nicely done. I'm very honored and privileged to invite these next two individuals up. You will know them. One of them you'll know extremely well. He is my boss and the most energetic individual that I've ever found. I do call him the real-life Peter Pan. He is a brilliant, intelligent mind. He brings systems and processes and the ability to do mathematics like nobody else I've ever seen. He runs through brick walls for his people, and he absolutely has the heart of a servant leader. And I am very honored and privileged to say that he is my boss and my friend, your chief leadership and, did I even just mess up your title? Your chief distribution officer for all of Quility, Mr. Mike Resma. I'll tell you a quick story about him, but next up, guys, I had the opportunity to meet this individual when he came to Asheville. He came on an interview. I had the opportunity and the blessing to speak to him last because I think we got a sense early on that we wanted this individual to be our chief financial officer. And so they sent me in to do the heart and feel and try to bring him into the culture. And what I recognized in a short amount of time was this individual was a family man. He cares so deeply about his wife and his son at home. He cares about his friends. He cares about his loved ones. Most importantly, he understood the insurance space, and he quickly realized that we had something special about this organization because he had a unique perspective. He's worked for some of the largest insurance organizations in the entire world. His experience and his knowledge has brought incredible opportunity to our doorstep. If he wouldn't fire me, I'd tell you a little secret about some things you're going to learn in the next 10 hours in those doors behind me. But let me tell you, when you hear something really cool and awesome today about how this company has landed on the moon and we're actually going to get to Mars, when you're that excited and you're going back home tonight, I hope you have some gratitude in your heart for this next individual, Mr. Steve Fletcher. He is the president of Quility, and he is the chief financial officer. So real quick, guys, I wanted to bring these two individuals up and have them just share a little bit of a sneak peek, and then we're going to let you go get ready. But we'll start with Mr. Fletcher. Tell them a little bit about your background and how you got to Quility.
Yeah, all right. I'll keep this brief. About 40 minutes. How about that? No, I'm joking. No, where do I start? So I went to Chapel Hill for college.
Go Tar Heels.
So not quite Alabama in terms of football, but we do okay in basketball. So after that, went to New York, spent a bunch of years working for Deloitte Consulting. Until
Deloitte Consulting. It's like the most major consulting company in the world.
Did a bunch of things, and like many of us, kind of fell into insurance, right? So started to spend a lot of time with insurance companies, working with CFOs, working with presidents to put together the strategies, put together their transformation plans, and it was great. But it was I was in airports a lot. I was flying around a lot, and was ready to do something a little bit different. Settle into a company that was 100-year-old company that was going to be stable, was going to be around forever. It wasn't going to be very disruptive at all. So I decided to jump over to AIG. This was in 2007.
It was a little bit disruptive, Steve.
So much for the company's been around for 100 years. It'll be around. But anyway, thankfully, we got through that. Spent a lot of time. My focus then shifted to helping to rescue the company and get it back on track and pay back all those taxpayers that were kind enough to give us a loan. So really excited. That was an exciting 6 years of my life. And then right about then is when I said I was ready for another change. And I was ready for a new challenge, new level of energy. I think AIG was a fine company, but the energy just wasn't there. And so I had an opportunity to meet with Brandon and Casey and Brian Pope and the rest is history, as they say. It was very, just having an opportunity to go up to Swannanoa, a little bit different than New York. So had to kind of get used to that. But man, the energy, and I could feel all of you through the corporate staff, and that was what I wanted. I wanted something like that with a lot of energy and high growth potential and ready for my next challenge. So started CFO and then did that for a few years, and then Brandon, Casey, and Pope were either crazy enough or nice enough to come to me and say, "Hey, are you ready for another challenge?" And they offered me the president position, where largely I'm responsible for figuring out how to allocate capital to the right places so that we can make the biggest impact, right? Which is what we've been doing certainly over the last few years. So that brings us to today. Yeah. So yeah, really excited to be here and really excited to be with all of you.
Yeah, guys, he's a very humble individual. He's an individual that's been about some very significant projects in the insurance space. He won't pat himself on the back for it, but we are so fortunate to have him. And when you learn some of the things you're about to learn in the next few hours, you'll be blown away with the positioning, the timing of having this unique individual to steer this company, because we've got some significant opportunities on the table, and I can tell you that we're going to capitalize on those. This next individual right here, Brandon and Casey, sent me out to California about 3 years ago. And my mission was to go hear about this new program and this new training style about this product called Debt-Free Life. And my mission was to go take a course from Mike Resma and see if what they were doing over at our sister company, Assura, was something that we might want to adopt. And I will tell you that I was in that meeting watching this individual orchestrate a training session for less than 10 minutes, and I knew that I had not only seen the program that we wanted to adopt, but I had met the individual that I had to move back across the country to Swannanoa to join the corporate office. I will say, if you've ever had the opportunity I have, it was basically to go out to California and hand select my boss. He has a leadership heart. He literally has walked 1,000 miles in your shoes. He is an insurance agent through and through, and he has the biggest heart for servant leadership that I've ever seen. And I'm very extremely grateful for you, Mike. And I'd like for you to kind of just share with these folks what you're excited about and what we're going to learn about in the next 2 days.
Symmetry Nation, who's fired up? Come on! Can I get a fired up? There we go. I'm fired up and I'm excited for the word of the year, which is engage, right? It's all about relationships matter. People come first. I'm excited for all of you because all of you guys chose to be front stage, be up here. I see people with notepads and phones and taking notes. If you think about what a conference is, it's about learning from the industry's best. If you guys sit down and think about this, all of the speakers that you're about to hear on stage, if you add up all of the knowledge and industry experience and the years of expertise that they have, you guys are about to get a crash course in the best in the industry with over 1,000 years of industry experience on that stage. So I'm excited for you all to engage, be in there, soak up every single piece of knowledge and input, take copious notes. The people that do that and engage meet with each other. This business is about association. If you are not where you want to be yet, guess what? You have 5,000 people here, and about 90% of them, maybe they've done something and learned something that you haven't. Maybe they've reached a level of success that you haven't yet. I want you guys to associate, connect with the leaders, connect with the people on stage, take notes, because when you guys do that, you're going to be one of the thousands of people that we hear that this conference changes the trajectory of their career and their life and for generations to come. That's what I'm excited about.
I don't know if that doesn't get you fired up. I don't know what does, guys. We really have a goal. We truly have a goal. When we get together for our quarterly Rocks meetings, we talk a lot about all the systems and processes we're working on towards the future, guys. But I can promise you the number one focus always is the amount of impact we can have on other people's lives and the amount of money that we can give back to charity. That's the heart and soul of who we are. I think you can see the heart and soul of who we are as a distribution company. We're so fortunate to have leaders like this. So we'll end on this. Mike, for the future, where Quility is going, knowing what you know and what you can legally say, what are you most excited about?
You know, I'm most excited that the founders decided to build a great leadership team and to bet on themselves and to be an innovator in this space. The amount of work that we've done in the last 3 years from an apps perspective, data, illustrations, leads, switchboard, navigator, solutions, programmatic sales. Like now what we need to do is we need to focus on execution. Yes, we've thrown a lot at you the last 3 years, but it was for a reason and it's been validated. Now it's time for you guys to engage. It's time to execute. It's time for every single agent in this organization, every single level of leadership to learn and adopt every single one of these sales processes and sales platforms. Because when we do, it's game over. That's all I got to say.
Well done. Steve, same question to you, buddy. You know a lot about what's going on in the market. You know a lot what's going on with Quility. What are you most excited about in our near future?
First off, I know you called me a couple of weeks ago and said, you know what, I have Resma on stage for Todd Talks, and I just need more energy. So I need you to be on stage and just add to that energy. So, gosh, a couple of things. Excited. I'll address it through two different lenses, right? So, really excited. I'm really excited to give you a little bit of a teaser. Matt Goforth's not here. A little bit of a teaser. You're gonna hear some things in the next few hours, which is gonna really validate all the things that we all know that has made this company tremendously successful. And that's what I'm really excited about, is for you all to hear that, to hear some of our vision coming to light. You're going to hear that in the next few hours. I'm really, really excited for you to share in that with all of us. And then, gosh, long term, I mean, Resma hit it all, but I guess I'll hone in on one particular point, and it's aspirational, and I don't have the agent experience that you all have or these guys have, but we feel like we can build the tools so that when you're reaching out to prospective clients, you never hear no. It's only not whether you want insurance or not, it's what kind of insurance do you want? That's the kind of thing that we want to work towards in terms of collecting all the data that you all are gathering and you all are generating day in and day out, using all the tools, all the data at our fingertips for it to be about not do you want insurance or do you want insurance? It's what kind of insurance, and it's 100% close rate is what I really want us to be.
No more no sales.
What? 100% close rate, guys. We are barreling towards a future where your job as an insurance agent is going to look very familiar to what it's like to work for Uber. You're going to sit down at your laptop, you're going to click a button, it's going to turn on a green light, and it's going to say, I, Todd Spivey, am here and ready to protect families. We will then live stream into you actual clients that have already said that they want insurance, but they want to talk to a specialist. They want to talk to somebody that can help them, guide them through the process. So we started the show talking about what does it look like in a world when you wake up and you no longer have to recruit, but you literally just select the people that you want to surround yourself and do life with. And we're going to end with talking about the ability to turn on a laptop and flip on a switch, and you're going to be able to protect as many clients as you have time for, not prospecting, looking for somebody that wants to buy insurance, but somebody that is about to buy insurance and they want to make sure they're buying the right fit for themselves and their family. And then what is left to do, guys, is nothing more than the center of this company's aspirations and goals. And that is for you all to have the time and money to do the things that you love, and most importantly, go back out into your communities and in your own family and on your own personal time, make an impact, change other people's lives. As you sit here in this conference today, I hope you take one note away from you, and I learned this from Danny Young. If you spend more time right now focusing on growing yourself to become a big enough battery for other people to plug into, you will not fail. We as an organization are going to make the insurance business so easy for insurance licensed agents. What we need more than ever is an army of well-developed leaders that are capable of guiding themselves and bringing others to achieve things they never thought possible. If you will do these things, I promise you, you'll look back in 2 years and remember that you heard some silly guy from the South up on a stage in Denver on Todd Talks talking to you about that moment when your life possibly changed. We want that so desperately for you all. We appreciate you all tuning in for Todd Talks. Get ready, the doors open up at 12. We appreciate the marketing team and everybody that helped put this together. And we'll see you all in the Belco Theater in a couple hours. Hope you enjoyed our special episode of Todd Talks live in Denver. I sure enjoyed being with you. Please click subscribe and like, and be sure and tune in to the YouTube channel this fall when we bring to you Todd Talks Season 4.